Good night, sir. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night or good evening, whichever one it is. All right. I'm going to show you guys. I'm not keeping track of the paper tools because I have to go through so many of them this time of the year. It's difficult for me to remember which ones I did with you guys because I'm dealing with several groups of people. All right. Did we guys do this one already? This one about Caribbean Development Bank and some supercomputer stuff.
They're supposed to be 2024.
Yeah, man, sir. We did this one last class, sir, about the supercomputers then.
All right, let me see. 2024 January. All right, let me see. Close this. Bring this up. All right. Let me see. This is the one that we're doing today.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right. Not everybody is here yet, but we're going to start right away. Not going to waste any time. Persons who coming late can just simply join in and watch the video later on. All right, cool. Let's get started. So I'm hoping you guys went through the paper because I know I said it before, but I'm repeating myself of that I'm sure. The most effective way to go through past papers, it's number one, to do it as a student. All right, going through it the first time. Let me give you the strategy you should use. When you're going to the past papers, know what you should do is know the time you're going to begin. Go through the paper, giving yourself a 2 hours time slot because all IT paper tools are 2 hours. So give yourself 2 hours. If you are not finished at the 2 hour slot, note the questions that you have not finished and then start again. Let us say, just stop the timer, go through the paper, know the questions didn't finish, and then start the timer again and say how much more time it took you to go through the paper. So let us say 2 hour finish, you go through question 1, 2, and 3, but you had question number 4 not done. So it's okay, then fine. How much time did it take me to go through question number 4? So if it took you 20 minutes, it took you 2 hours, 20 minutes to go through a past paper. So what you're supposed to do from there on out regarding timing is try to reduce the time it takes to go through the paper. All right. A new paper. Now the same paper will go to a different past paper. That's point number one. Point number two, what you want to do as well is to go through the paper. After you go through the paper yourself, done the paper, go through the paper in a view to see if you can find the answers in your textbook. Now, that involves more of a mental engagement. If you go check Google and you just Google the answer, that not benefit you. I mean, it does, but it's like maybe 5% of actual brain effort. If you go searching for the answer, let me tell you the benefits it brings. It brings a situation wherein by searching for the answers, you learn other things that you might not have known that might be relevant on the exam you're going to face. Number two, by the actual process of sifting and filtering through the information to get the answer, it requires more mental engagement and you learn, right? You learn why your answer is correct and why it is not correct. Shortcut usually don't work. So the next time you encounter a question on that topic, because you won't see the same question, not on paper tools, but when you encounter a question on that topic, you're better equipped to answer the answer, to provide the answer in a faster time, right? Now, after going through 3 or 4 papers, you should find that you're finishing on about the 2 hour mark, all right? Then the final note, the third point about going through papers is this. If you notice as you go through a paper, Here is a question that value 5 marks, right? Here is a question value 3 marks. Here's a question that value 2 marks that require almost the same amount of effort as this question. Let me turn on my highlighter. All right. That require, so this 2 mark question requires almost the same amount of time as this 3 mark one. And then you go to some more questions, 2 marks, 2 marks, 2 marks, 2 marks, 2 marks. All right. As you work through the paper, you'll find questions that value 4 marks, 6 marks. Some will value 1 mark, 2 marks, 1 mark. My admonition to you is this, guys. When you're going through your papers, when you are at question number 1, try to answer the questions that value the most marks first. Then do the 2, 2, 1, 1 afterward. Your exam is about maximizing points, not answering every question. You don't have to answer every question to get an A. You don't even have to get every question right to get an A. You guys know this, right? In a test where you get 20 marks, you're allowed to get even 2 questions wrong, 4 questions wrong, and still be in the A range. You can answer 4 questions incorrectly and still get an A, because out of 20 marks, 16 is still an A, it's still 80%. So guys, don't worry about trying to answer every question. Answer the questions with the most marks. That is your strategy. But first, go through the whole papers. The whole of the papers, and so on. By the time you go into paper number 4, 5, 6, you should be able to get every single question answered within the 2-hour slot. All right. Because even when we are doing them here like this, and we're discussing the questions and so on, if you notice, many times we finish within the 2-hour slot. And even though we never start until we start 5 minutes late, it's very likely we still finish this paper, even though I'm preambling here, finish this entire paper before 8:30. So it is well possible to answer all your questions within 2 hours. All right, let's get cracking. All right, with all that said, let me start recording. All right, so let's get into this now, yeah? Dom, I guess in Fast and Furious, is starting a boating business. We're on to boat racing now. So Dom is starting a boating business as a digital company. Do you guys know what a digital company is? That will help to answer the question.
Yes, sir.
All right, tell me now.
Sir, a digital company is a company that mainly does business on an online platform, sir.
All right, bullseye. A digital company is one that relies heavily on e-commerce. They exist mainly online. You might not find much stores about them, if any, like eBay, Amazon. While you do have Amazon stores, they are not what you normally would find. Yeah, you don't see them many places. Usually, you find that Amazon is an e-business or a digital company or digital business, right? All right, cool. Complete the table below by indicating whether the following devices recommended to start Dom's business are input or output. CXC give you a freebie here. All right. Plotter.
Output,
Everybody
sir.
should just chime out like
Output
everybody should
device.
say that full.
Output, sir. Output.
Plotter is an output device. And by extension, I ask you,
Output, man.
is it an impact output device or non-impact?
Impact, sir.
All right. Is it soft copy or hard copy output device?
Hard copy, sir.
Hard copy, sir.
All right. Good. Anything that makes impact, any output device that produces output on paper is hard copy. So if we produce output that are intangible, as in you can't touch it, you can't grab it, and the output lasts a short time, like when the light is on, or let us say we move from the screen, go to a different screen, or so on, intangible, screens, speakers, and so on. All right. Keyboard.
Input.
You know, someone say output, I go, really? Keyboard?
Yeah, input. Everybody says there.
No,
Uh,
sir. Theorem seat, sir.
all right.
No, man.
So keyboard. So what kind of input device is that keyboard? A manual data entry or direct data entry?
Manual, sir.
Manual.
Manual. Thank you very much. A scanner, is that an input or output device?
Or input,
Input.
sir. Input.
Mm-hmm.
Input.
All right. A printer.
Output.
Output, sir.
All right. And a microphone.
Input, sir.
Input, sir.
Input.
All right. Good, good, good. All right. Let me give you a chance. I figure so I'm not doing paper, so maybe that's why I'm sound so bright this evening. All right.
Yeah, man, I look funny, you know.
But you should find that, okay, but you should find, however, though, that as you are going to, let's say, your third and fourth past paper, the answers will start to come to you like clockwork. If you're not getting any easier for you, something radically wrong. You should challenge yourself of not going to look for answers. Challenge yourself to sit down and think about the answers. List 3 types of networks.
So you got Lana, you got double Lana, and you got Mana.
All right. Let me
One
put
LAN,
this on
man.
paper.
You can't just say that.
Exactly.
I can't just say
I
what.
think he call monopoly and network or
No,
something. man.
metropolitan,
Hold on.
metropolitan,
Yeah, man,
metropolitan.
I have
metropolitan.
LAN,
Local area
WLAN,
network.
and WAN. Are these 3 types of networks?
And you have
Yes.
Man,
They're
sir.
man as well.
Hold on a
Man.
second. Guys, listen. Before you start to chime off on your nonsense, are these 3 types of networks? The 3
Yes,
categories
sir.
of network? Really?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What does
I
the
don't know about
LAN,
what.
what
I
does
don't
the
know what the
LAN
second
stand
one.
for here?
Local
Local
area.
area
Local
network.
area network.
What does this mean here, so?
Local
Local
area.
area
Local
network.
area network.
What does this W here so mean?
Wireless.
Well,
So wouldn't these two be in the same category? It is a matter of one partly wireless or totally wireless and the other one is not wireless, is wired. Wouldn't these two be seen the same?
I don't know.
Yes, basically.
Basically,
Kinda, sir. No, kinda, sir.
LAN, MAN, WAN. They speak about the geographic expanse, like how large these networks are. These can be found in a room, a building, or in a compound. Let's say OHSI is a LAN. In the computer lab is a LAN. In the building, entire block B is a LAN. The entire school compound is a LAN. Entire Ocho Rios might be a LAN as well. Because a network within a 2 to 3 mile radius is a LAN. A MAN, a metropolitan area network, that those run large cities. For example, Kingston. The network that runs the stoplights, closed circuit television, CCTVs. If we had trains or so like New York, that have trains and so on. Those are what you call MAN, and stoplights and so on. Those networks that run the city, M for metropolitan, coming from the word metropolis, a large city, that is a MAN. One wide area network, those span can be an extremely large city. I'd say New York is a very big city because Jamaica itself can sit in New York City several times over. Like just like LA and even Miami. But a WAN normally goes to an entire country or group of countries or even global. Yeah, that is the point. So then here types of network. So we're talking about size, scalability, LAN within a room, within a building, on a compound, MAN, a city. WAN can be a group of cities or that runs through the entire whole city, wide area network. All right. Or group of countries, say Caribbean, or North America, and or the world. Guys, stop doing them bad stuff. Thank you very much. You should not be getting this wrong. You should be getting this right from grade 8. All right. LAN, MAN, WAN. WLAN is simply saying a part of the network or all of it can be wireless. You see? WLAN equals LAWN. Same thing, right? But it's a local area network that has some wireless capabilities. These are the same. That this group over here has some wireless, while this one doesn't. All right, cool. Let's continue. All right. Dom would like his network to be wireless. Identify one critical hardware component that a device needs to access a wireless network and give a reason for the hardware component identified.
Sir, I'm not too sure about this, but would an antenna count, sir?
An antenna, yeah, kind of thing, but you kind of want to say it better than that. You want to say it maybe something like, from the
A
Stone Age.
Wi-Fi adapter.
A Wi-Fi adapter, yeah, but adapter, what do I adapt to? What would the adapter, what
No.
would feed the adapter with data?
A modem.
What would it connect to? You need a wireless router that would connect to the cable. Whoa. Let me see if I have an image of this now.
So what do modems do again, sir?
Wireless router.
Soon come to you regarding that. Wireless routers. Turn off caps lock. Oops. Wireless routers. Okay. Images. All right. These are the things here I want to see. Yeah. Well, this is kind of an interesting one. Yeah. But these are router-like things here, so you plug the wire into this normally, like this one with the wire back here, so there's an Ethernet cable coming with the internet. Plug into this, and these little antennas, as Mr. Kai was talking about, will send the signal out wirelessly, so you can connect your laptop and phone and tablet to it. So it is a wireless router. That is what you definitely need. See?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the part where the wires connect here. Yeah, so some have 1, some have 8, some have, depending on what it's doing, right? So you connect the internet normally to that one, and you can connect other LAN cables, other twisted pair cables, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the internet comes into this blue one. All right, cool. So what you need is a wireless router for that same reason. To send the signal wirelessly to the various devices. Tablet, phone, laptops. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Okay, cool. The following spreadsheet shows initial stock for Dom's boating business. All right. So these are the items, etc., etc., etc. All right. Let me see if somebody saw in the chat. Sure. Guys, stop your foolishness, yeah? All right. State the formulas that would have been used in cell E2. So the formula we use here, so
Sir.
what would that formula be?
Equals C2 asterisk D2.
Equals C2 times D2. So the item cost is $400, and you have 567 in stock, right? So that would be what they would be, right? Multiply that and that, and you get that for the answer. All
Sir, I
right,
have a
cool.
question, sir. Could
Go
you just
ahead.
use just use the numbers here and still get the same right amount of mark? So if you
Like
say
equal
5,
400 times 568?
yes, sir. Would you get
Of
the
course
same
you could
amount
do
of
that. You get the same amount, yeah? But
Okay, sir.
you write it like that, you're not getting no marks for it though.
All right, sir.
You're defeating the purpose of using a spreadsheet, but that's the data calculator for that. A spreadsheet is about using cell addresses because as you update, let us say, for example, you made a mistake. It's not 568, but 586. You've got to manually change the formula again. Once you change one of these numbers, the formula updates automatically. That's why spreadsheets are effective.
Yes, sir, because
Right,
we see
clear?
one
Yes,
CXC
sir.
one CXC content creator upon YouTube, sir. I do it with like the numbers itself, sir, not like the columns and rows.
Guys, tell them a fair reason. No. You guys think I want to be a YouTube. I don't care less about YouTube. I can't tell unless I've been to the back end of my channel. I don't even know if nobody cost me that to me no bad on the channel. I don't know. And I don't care. I don't check. The point is, when I deliver content to you, I deliver them in a manner with two backgrounds or two purposes in mind, right? Number one, I teach in a manner that the CXC syllabus requires, one, and that the examiner, and let's say that's A, and part B to that is that the examiner when we go to workshops and then come and tell us, say, listen, no remarking exam, these are the things to look for. So I am teaching with that idea for you guys to pass the exam. Not only that, but point number two, which is even more important than CXC for me. It is important, yes. CXC is very important. But more important than CXC is this. I have developed spreadsheets for companies. I've worked for them. And I know when you design spreadsheets for Cambios or CarMarts from way back when, guys, you need to be efficient at spreadsheets. Cambios are dealing with money, euros, pound sterling, Cayman dollars. You know? So listen. Anyway, listen what I'm saying. I'm not going to harp on that for too long. So mark my words. Always use cell addresses as much as you're possible able to use them. Do not use raw numbers. If you use raw numbers and you have a huge spreadsheet of thousands of rows, that detection becomes a problem when you want to correct the formula. If you use cell
Okay,
addresses,
sir.
as you change and update cell addresses, the answers will update right away, immediately. Someone who don't use raw numbers might as well they forget about spreadsheets and use a calculator. All right, done with that story. Let's move forward. State the most appropriate cells in which the following functions would be placed. State the most appropriate cells. All right. Average item cost. Where's the best place to put that?
G1, sir.
Average item cost.
Sir, I would,
G1. G, there's no G here.
sir, I would put it as
You put another
C9.
column over here, so?
C8, sir.
I would put,
Yeah, that's sir. I would put it on.
I would put it as C9, sir.
No, it's not G, sorry. It'll be
I would put it as
item
C.
cost is in this section here. This section. So the best place to put it is in C7, C8 or C9. C8,
Yes,
C9.
sir.
That is the best place to put it. Because item cost is reading vertically. Remember, you read spreadsheets two ways, based upon the columns or the rows. Usually is one way or the other. Normally, you don't write a formula that goes column and row together. Usually, you don't do that. Usually, it's rows or columns. All right, cool. Let's
Sir, I created
continue.
a new column.
Again?
Sir, I just thought that I created a new column for that, but
Kai, you
I
thought,
understand the reasoning.
understand, Kai. But I'm saying to you, with that in mind, when you ask a question, don't look for your own thoughts right away. Read the spreadsheet and see what it's saying before you jump to a conclusion.
Sir,
Item cost is reading vertically. So the average item cost is best placed in this row, in this cell address, or this cell address. Average item cost is the name of the thing. Yes, Mr. Kai.
there was nothing more I was saying, sir. That is all.
Sir,
Okay.
so it's C8.
Right, C8. or C9 could work the last row, whichever one. C8, C9, fine. I'm alerting you guys to the thing. I want you to pay attention to those things because little assumptions add up. Jamaicans are saying 1-1 cocoa full basket. The reverse is also true. 1-1 cocoa empty the basket. And if you keep making mistakes because you're not focused, you can fail your exam. And it's a very painful thing to see that when students fail exams, that they know it's I've seen that pain in their eyes and that disappointment. Focus. Stop making it a habit of not focusing. Because you see, when you go to the exam, are the same thing you do. What you practice is what you become. All right. Write an appropriate function. Sorry. Grand total is the next one. Where would you put grand total?
E8, sir.
E9.
E8.
I put the E9, sir.
E8. Thank you very much. That's the best place to put it, right? E8. Thank you very much. All right. Write an appropriate function. And as I said, a function, right? Look for those terms when you go to Excel. Function or formula. When you're doing database or programming, look for these terms. Field data types. That's database. Variable data type. That's programming. So if you have variable data types, you know that, listen, string, integer, character, Boolean, real. Those are the types you're looking at with programming and algorithm, problem solving. If it's field data types, text, memo, short text, long text, right, respectively. Hyperlink, number, currency, yes, no, what they call logical field as well. All of those are data types relating to a database. Database has about 8, 10 thereabout. Programming and problem solving coding has about 5 data types. All right. Please bear that concern in mind. All right. Write an appropriate function to calculate the average item stock, so average item cost of the stock. So tell me now. Average item cost.
Sir, so I say the equal average, open bracket, C2 to C7, close bracket.
All right. Okay. No problem. That sounds cool. If you're to write a formula, what would it be?
Sir,
Guys, you know what? Put your formula in the chat.
Okay, sir.
Write your formula and put it in the chat. Here, they ask for a function, but I'm also asking, so I'm even giving you more questions than what CXC would ask. All right. So write the formula if it were a formula that was asked for. Really, guys? All right. Right. I say one comp already. Not correct. Javon, your formula is not correct. Jerome, your formula is not correct. Hold on, make sure. iPad, your formula is not correct. Tyrone, your formula is correct. So Javon, you did not put them in brackets and divided by 6. All right. iPad, you forgot the brackets when you're adding the numbers, right? The Tyrone has the correct formula because you must put them in brackets before you divide by 6. I'm really tired of showing you guys that. Really tired of doing that. I'm like, for years now. All right. Let me see what else. All right, cool. Number 4, identify the most appropriate formatting style for the contents of the columns with the following headings. Stock ID. Stock ID. What's the best formatting style for stock ID?
Okay. Underline, sir.
Bold.
Why underline?
Sure, because I would say it's probably just the first thing I noticed, sir.
Let me look at the question again, make sure. Identify the most appropriate formatting style for the content of the columns with the following headings. Stock ID and stock value. Stock ID. Anybody have anything else to say?
Sir, you could also
So
put
we have
bold above
centered,
because it's a
Bold.
heading. I said bold, bro.
Go again.
you have
Bold.
centered, sir.
These are centered. For me, it will be left aligned. I'll tell you why. Because they are text. It's text. So left aligned is the best one. Since the stock ID, text will be beneficial, and left aligned will be beneficial in several ways. Because you can see right away if the numbers are of the amount of characters are consistent. When I center it, it's kind of difficult to know if all of them have 6 characters. You follow me? Like look at this one now, JD S054. This one has 8. 8, no, 7. Hold on. JD. All of these have 5, but this one have 6. Thank you very much. All of these have 5, but this one have 6. If it were left aligned, you see it a little bit better. So left aligned is a better one, right? The next one is stock value. What should stock value be formatted to? The best formatting.
Right aligned.
Really?
Centered,
Centered.
They're
Centered.
centered.
No,
centered,
guys, stop. These are values. Really?
Integer.
What? Look, stop and laugh because these are all enough flunking this, you know. All of you can't answer the question. None of you don't provide a correct answer yet.
The currency,
And
sir.
hold on, listen. What you're telling me is that you'd write what you just put on the paper, you know, and who are going to tell you say it wrong? You write the nonsense on the paper and send it to CXC. Guys, it's a spreadsheet. These relate to what? How are these numbers over here different from these numbers? Add more pressure to the brain. Come on, guys, really?
Sir, the stock number is smaller.
Jesus, please.
Sir, one shows you the amount it costs. Like one show you the cost and one show you the
Don't tell me about
amount.
the one and the one and the one. Which one? Which
Sir,
one is it?
Sir, the C row, sir, it shows you the how much it costs, sir. Well, the D row, sir, it shows you how much it costs per unit. No, no.
Wow. You get it halfway right.
Sir, the item cost, like it talks about what the item costs, like as in money, sir, and then the like stock, sir, would that talk about how much of that item is available or in stock, sir.
Bullseye. These give us the amount, quantity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to a million. These are dollar amounts. That's what represented there. So
You can
total
use
value should be
currency.
formatted as what? Currency,
Currency.
guys. Guys, geez, man. No, you guys really doing, you guys not focused enough. We keep telling you, no. You see, if you keep joking around, it may seem funny, but that is what going to happen to you by default. You see, when you practice, and that you become. When you want your brain now to just default start think seriously, you can't think seriously. This item cost must relate to value, monetary value. The other numbers here relate to value in terms of quantity. How much do you have? This talking about how much you would pay or how much it costs to make. Total value here is speaking about, as you guys rightly said, C2 equals C2 times D2. So it's saying, all right, I have 9 of these items over here that cost $5,000 each. So the overall value that I have is $45,000 in terms of value. So if my boating store get burned down, me know the insurance must pay me 45,000 for these basically. Whatever these work out to be, and vice versa, going all the way down. Guys, this is
So
not
wait, sir, can you repeat what would be the best format for
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
currency.
oh, okay, sir.
Where we put the dollar sign there, and every third number you put a comma and put a full stop with 2 decimal places. That would be the best format. Currency.
All right,
For
sir.
both of them,
All
sir.
right. Both of which one?
Item cost and total value.
Yes, that is what is the best thing to put there.
Okay, sir.
Guys, don't need to focus, man. Focus. Focus. You're going to be under a time constraint where you can't sit down and think about it. So your brain forget used to thinking default. Think serious. All right. Last question on this this item. Take the stock item of the first 2 rows when the spreadsheet is sorted in ascending order based upon the column heading item. So if, listen, I'm going to read as exactly this says, I won't even interpret for you. State the stock item of the first 2 rows when the spreadsheet is sorted in ascending order based on the column heading item. Let's go. First of all, which column heading we're working with? Tell me which column, letter.
Stock
B, sir.
D.
The
D.
letter
B.
of the column is what?
B, sir.
D.
Is not D.
So I said B.
I heard D as well. I think it's not D. The answer is B. So
That's
if
what
the
I
sort
said.
if you sorted this column in ascending order, the first 2 would be what?
Sir, dinghy and then fender, sir.
Go again.
Dinghy and then fender.
Dinghy and fender. Thank you very much. So it'll be A, B, C, which we have none of those. No A, no B, no C. Then D, then E, no E, then F. So it'll be from A to Z. So the 2 first ones would be dinghy, then fender. 2 marks, and we move on. All right. Let us continue. We are now at question number 2. Use the appropriate devices from the list below to complete the table by matching the devices with their uses. Reads code, sorry, and a check.
MICR.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
somebody else tell me what does MICR mean?
Magnetic ink
Actual.
character recognition.
All right, cool. Next one. Somebody else other than those 2 persons turns on the buzzer when someone approaches the door.
Sensor.
Sensor. All right. Somebody else other than the persons who answered already. Now 3. Marks multiple choice responses.
Optical mark reader, so, sir.
All
OMR.
right. OMR. Thank you very much. And the next question now, somebody else was not answered these questions yet. Digitizes handwritten notes for editing.
Light pen.
Nope. Try again. There's only one other left.
OCR.
OCR. Thank you very much. What does OCR mean?
Sir, can anybody answer it?
Anybody?
Optical character reader.
Right. Or sometimes the R can mean recognition as well. That is fine. All right. Now let us continue. Complete the table below by indicating whether the tasks demonstrate the verification or validation of data, state the verification or validation method used. All right. So let us get cracking. So these were the easy 4 marks. Like when I see these 4 mark questions, guys, don't let them out. Just knock them off right away. And up here too was a easy, up here so? Easy 5 marks. Don't make any question they pass you by, yeah? All right, so let us continue. All right, so here we are again now. And listen now, how many questions are these? Let me zoom out a bit. Okay, 6 marks. Whoa, we have to lick this month. Okay, cool. So prompts the user to enter his or her password twice when creating an online account. Which one is this? Verification or validation?
Verification, sir.
Verification. Thank you very much. You all seem bright on that one. All right. Method.
Double entry.
entry.
All right, good. All right. Number 2 ensures the number of hours entered into a payroll system is greater than 0, but less than or equal to 40.
Validation.
Validation, sir.
Validation. Good.
Ah,
And the method is
range.
Range check, sir.
range check. Thank you very much. Kai, you are about to say verification. I need to know that you know this.
I was about to, but I did say range though.
Yeah, but this is the point. You have company now. On the exam, you have company. So more I hear what's in your head. So I can correct it from now.
Yes, sir.
Why would you think? Why was the verification coming first?
Sir, honestly, it's not. If I thought about it, I wouldn't have said that.
You guys still about that man talking, without thinking. It leads me to think that you were right and the people without thinking. Yeah, I know. It worries me, guys. It worries me. I tell you now, it worries me that you guys are inclined to just do this thing without thinking. Let me clarify again what the verification and validation is. Validation relates to the computer checking data when it's being entered. So is it that the numbers fall within a particular parameter? Is this a number or is it a letter, which is data type check? Stuff like that. That's validation. Are the dates written month, day, year? That is an example of like a format checking thing. An email, all email addresses must end with the @ whichever host website.com.net or whatever the case may be. Those are examples of validation. It's trying to can't guarantee it, but it's trying to ensure that the data being entered into the computer, being checked by the computer itself, is it as correct as possible. That's validation. Verification means you're checking one thing against another. That means you have to have one to check the other one against it. This is normally when you're entering something twice, or you have copied something and you want to make sure that what you copy looks like the original, or you send data from point A to point B is the data that we received at point B looking the same as the data we sent from point A? Verification normally means that there are no two things at least, and you're comparing them to make sure that the one copied or sent as close as possible looks like the one that was originally there. That's all it's doing now. So
Yes,
don't
sir.
get them mixed up. All right, cool. All right. Number 3, ensures that the registration number of a vehicle entered into a vehicle tracking system is in the form of 3 letters of the alphabet, followed by 3 or 4 digits.
Validation.
Validation.
Validation, and the method is
Length.
no. Length
Sequencing.
could work, you know.
Consistency, sir. Consistency.
Length, not consistent. Length could work because 7 digits, right? But the more important, the more relevant one is format. It must start with 3 letters of the alphabet, followed by 3 or 4 digits. Follow? That's more
Yes,
format.
sir.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Just like
Sir,
just
so
like
can you just
every
say both?
phone. Huh?
Can you just say
What again?
both? Can you just say both?
Both as in method.
No, length and format
Length and format.
for the method, sir.
No, you can say both, but a one line you have. And then the question comes if you can write 2 years of the method, length and then format, why you can write 3? Then if you can go 3, why not go 4? Then why not fill up the whole box? So choose the most appropriate one. This one is validation, and it can be length, it can be argued for length. But I think the most appropriate one is format check. All right? Just like every phone number in Jamaica, not really every, but let's say a few years ago, up to let's say 5 or before 5 years ago, 2020 or so, every phone number in Jamaica had to start with 3 digits, not true, 876, then 7 digits. All right, cool. All right. Our college has made it mandatory for all students to take a self-paced online course before they can graduate. Students take the course anytime during their program of study. Table 1 and Table 2 are extracts from a database, which stores details of students who have enrolled in the course. All right. So Table 1. Take a note of the table. Look at it. Reg number, last name, first name, sex, support, and so on. All right. That's Table 1. Table 2, DOC, YOS, reg number, and the specialization. All right. DOC is date of completion. All right. Year, YOS is year of study. State the condition which allows any field. State the condition which allows any field in a database to be declared a Boolean data type.
The gender column, the sex.
Sex. They're talking about data types, sir.
Male, MRF.
Guys, stop thinking like that. Think this is a data type. So when you're designing a database table and you click that down arrow that have text, short text, and so on, remember what you saw there. Which one of them will be Boolean? What Boolean means again?
True or false?
True or false, yes or no?
Sir, no.
Yes or no is the answer. Logical field. Think about it. You know the answer. You simply just sit down, think. When you state the condition which allows any field in a database to be declared a Boolean data type, Now, while I personally object to CXC using the word Boolean, because Boolean is a programming data type and it would throw something else off, I can't say it's really unfair. And I wouldn't use it. I think it's not the best thing to say because a Boolean, students start thinking programming right away. But this is a database structure. Hence why you should not have used the word Boolean. But me can't see the logic in it. Because it's yes or no, and you don't want to give away the answer right away. But you want to transfer knowledge and learning. So the data type that really relates to yes or no in a database is yes or no. And strangely enough, this question does not relate to this table up here. So any one of the two. You know, with the word taker, there's no yes or no up here. So none.
So are we supposed to like give
Yes, sir.
an example out of our head in which we would use
No,
a Boolean?
if they asked for it, Kai, they didn't ask for it. Say, state the condition which allows any field in a database. So you assume right away, you start thinking about this table, but they never said that. Let me see. Extract. Mandatory. I'm reading over this. Table 1 are extracts. Good. Because if they said the questions relate to the tables, we could have raised a point now and said, man, I want to do that foolishness. Because you said the questions relate to the tables. But you assume that. But the truth is, this question never related to the table. It never did. He asked you generally about database, not these two tables. Beware of treachery, guys. Beware of treachery. All right. Treachery means being deceived, being conned by CXC. They never said to you, the question relates to these two tables. They never said that to you. And so they put them up there. It's unfair, but you need to read and make sure you get it, yeah? All right. Just learn from, make all the mistakes you can know so you don't make them on the day of the 19th, the afternoon of the 19th. Identify the field from the student table that can be used as the primary key and state the reason. So here is the student table. Which field should be used as primary key?
The registration number.
Reg number, why?
Because everyone
So
have
it's
their
in-
unique registration number.
Exactly. Every record has a unique number. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Every record, which is a row. Every record, which is row. Records equal rows. Fields are columns. A record is a complete entry about an object or person within the database table. A field, the column, the field has one bit or piece of data about every record in the database table. So everybody here, one piece of information, female, male, female, male, female. The first names, Mary is the first person, Alan second person, Alicia third person, Michael fourth person, and Maria fifth person. So this field has one bit of information about everybody. That is how fields work, right? Okay. A record is a complete entry about a person or an object. All right. Remember that, guys. Go back to your basics. Cool. Number 3. State the reg number of the student who will be second in the sorted list if the completion table is sorted in ascending order by the specialization field. All right. Sorted in ascending order by the specialization field. Now they're really messing with your head. But it's easy to
There
figure out. Let me
1,033,000,
see if I can figure it out.
sir.
Well, let's see. Let's see what it says. The reg number. Okay, cool.
The
So if you sort that now
1,033,000,
of the
sir.
second person, right?
1033000.
That's what I said.
All right. Yes, that is what it is. You're both right, actually. because B will come first, ascending order. So the letter close to A, then going on to Z. So B, then H. Then it'll be S, and then T. All right? S, S, then T, right? So the second one is H, and it is this one. And who would that be? Which person would that be?
Maria.
Maria Alfonso. Okay. Where else are we now? Table 1 and table 2 are linked. State the most appropriate field used to link the tables.
Registration number, sir.
Registration number.
Registration.
Registration number. Thank you very much. What kind of a relationship would it be?
1-to-1.
1-to-1 relationship. Thank you very much. All right. This noisy garbage truck coming and coming complex people tranquility and all. All right. Last name of the student who completed the course in the first year. Last name of the student who completed the online course in the first year.
Eastman.
Alicia Eastman.
Exactly, Eastman. Thank you very much. Did everybody see that? Year
Yes,
of
sir.
study.
Yes, sir.
First,
Yes.
you track the reg number here, 53, because the last numbers don't repeat. So I'm going to use 53. Because we go find 53, Alicia Eastman. Yeah? I don't even bother pay attention to all the other numbers because I realize that none of the last numbers repeat. So 53, 53, and just do it like that. Yeah? All right, cool. Yes,
Did
go
you
ahead, Mr.
answer the
Tyrone.
question above?
Which one?
The one above the question that you just answered.
The reg number,
Not
student.
the most appropriate field used in the link. Used to link the table.
Yep. Let me go up there and see which is the most appropriate field to link the tables. This table and this table.
Registration number.
Yeah. You see, at this stage, guys, let me tell you the honest truth. I don't want you sound like you're asking the question, you know. You have to know this, you know. Mr. Banton, a reg number. If you tell us no or something else, Mr. Banton, you have to ask foolish man, a reg number. You need to be sure like you can teach this thing now. You guys have been through this too many times. You have been through it several times with other past papers. And most importantly, you did it in your SBA. You guys need to be confident, man. Stop doubting yourself. You need your confidence. Stop doubting yourself. All right? All right, so we did answer the question to you, right? And I think we even asked what kind of relationship it would be. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
What kind of relationship would it be for you?
1-to-1.
Why?
Because it's just one column we're connecting.
No.
I don't know.
Why would it be 1-to-1? May I give you another chance? Answer again. Why would it be 1-to-1? Reg number to reg number.
I'm not sure, sir.
Anybody knows?
I will
because the
try, sir,
information
because
that
Hold a second. Okay, go.
I was saying that because the information that will be shown for each registration number will be the exact same, sir.
No. That's the answer you'd provide if you want to say it would be a primary key or to the relationship. Yeah? But that's not the answer. There was somebody else before you, Jordan. I heard a female voice. That was who again?
Nika, sir.
Nika. All right, cool.
I
Go ahead,
was
Nika.
just saying that It is the same column that have the same information and it's just only one column.
Yeah, that would still write a primary key. But why would it be a one-to-one relationship? So we move now beyond saying, okay, fine. We can see that they are primary keys for that reason you stated. But why, and we could use them for relationships, yes. But why would it be a one-to-one? Jordan.
Because it isn't linked to any other fields or to any other fields. It is only one of the specific record in each table.
You're using too many words to express your idea. And some of the words you use betrayed you. So I'll see if I can get a better answer somewhere else. Kai, anybody else?
Sir,
Anybody else? Yes, Mr. Clark.
sir, is it because like it just connects like two fields, sir? So the connection is just going from one to another one, so one to one, sir.
No. All right, I'll tell you why. It would mean, for the way I'm saying it to work, it would mean that one of these fields would have to revoke its primary key status. Because what would happen is that the numbers here or down here would be repeated. For example, suppose you have 21057 680. Suppose you had it listed twice. That means one of the persons, let us say 80 Michael Singh. Suppose Michael Singh did 2 courses. So his registration number will be listed twice. Fair enough? It would be one to many because the number listed here were repeated. That's the only way it could be one to many. But because they only listed one time here and one time here, each number is listed only once. That is why it is a one-to-one. But that idea could only work if the particular field, let's say this one, was no longer a primary key, and we use, let us say, date of completion as primary key. Are you guys following what I'm saying to you?
Yes, sir.
No, I don't believe you.
Can you go back over it again,
are.
sir?
I don't believe you. I'm coming to you, man. I am coming to you, people. No? Well, which one? I'm going to do it on PowerPoint. Access. Oh, I need more on one table. All right, cool. I want to see if I can. Oh. Ooh. You know what? Let me see if I can Google something here. Save myself some problems and use Google. Zoom out a bit. Example of one-to-one relationships in a relational database and one-to-many. Let me see now. Which one of these can I use? Copy image. Control A, Control B. All right. Now here is the matter at hand. Let's say it's a database that we're using, right? You have class ID, student ID. So you see 101, 102, 103, 104. They're all over here. 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106. But what you, hold on, this is not repeat either. This is not, I don't want to create one from scratch, you know. I don't want, it doesn't take too much time. Let me see if I can find a better one from Google. Oh boy. Copy. That's what this one says. Control V. These people are just so you see why? Let me create my own material sometime. Jeez and peace. I need for you guys to understand this. No two ways about it. I need for you guys to understand this principle. And for that reason, I'm going to create one. I'll create one a spreadsheet though. So forgive me, guys. Give me a minute. Let's say it's a database. So we have STUID and we have L name, F name. And we have 55-123, 55-124, 55-125, 55-126. All right, cool. So these are the names of some people. We have Greeny Williams. Ellis Greeny. Lois Gina. Williams Ginger. I would have, let's see, Alexander Brown. All right. So here's the situation that we have this data set here. I'm going to create another one over here. We have, let's say, ID. And what we're going to do here is, rat, come here, rat. We have this here, Control C, Control V. And we have 55-123 and 55-125. Okay, so ID, and let me see, courses, math, English, Spanish, IT, Chem, and history. Question: looking at this data set, what is it telling you? How many subjects Gina Lewis doing?
1.
Which subject is it?
English.
English.
Everybody agreed?
Yes, sir.
Tyrone,
Yes, sir.
do you agree, sir?
Yes, sir.
Don't agree if you agree, say, if you don't see it, sir, say you don't see it.
I see, sir.
All right, cool. All right, now let me ask this question. Greeny Ellis, how many subjects do you, Tyrone? This question is for you. How many subjects is Greeny Ellis doing?
Two, sir.
Which two?
Maths and chemistry.
Bullseye. How many subjects is Ginger Williams doing?
1. No, 2.
2. Which 2 subjects?
History and Spanish.
All right, good. So which 2 fields, if this were a database, which 2 fields can we use to create a relationship?
Student ID and ID.
All right, cool.
Student ID.
All right, no problem. All right, which field could be, let's assume that these 2 are database tables. Which field could we use as a primary key over this part I'm going to highlight in, let's say, green? The green people over here. So now, which field is primary key?
Student ID.
Student ID, right? All right. Which field over here that I'm going to highlight in yellow or yellowish kind of thing? Which one is primary key?
Yeah, wouldn't have
Could be
one.
used. Huh?
Oh, could we use the ID?
Could be used as a primary key.
The ID, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir. Unless it's
All
in
right.
a one-to-one relationship.
T1. These numbers repeat, you know. 55125, 55125, 55123, 55123. You couldn't use that as a primary key.
Yeah, yes, I
So
couldn't
your
use it,
primary key would
sir.
have to be what? Huh?
The student ID.
Over this side, T1, which field could you use as a primary key?
The courses.
Courses. All right. So which two fields would you use to link both tables to create the relationship?
Student ID and courses.
I see your weakness. You seem
No,
to think that we can only use primary keys to create relationships. That's what you think, not true?
no, sir.
So tell me, man, if these were two database tables, which two fields would we use to create the relationship?
Student ID and ID, sir.
And I want your own answer. Because they only have one
Sorry,
other
sir.
option. No problem, man. No problem, Nika. Tyrone, are you there
Yes,
yet?
sir. Yes, sir. I get it.
You get it?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
I'm sure,
Okay, I'm
sir.
still proud somewhere now. All right. So, Tyrone, let me do this. Let me play this little game. Because I want to make sure you get it now. If I were to create a relationship with this field and this field, what kind of relationship would it be?
One-to-one.
All right. If I were to still do the same thing now, what kind of, with the same two fields, what kind of relationship would it be?
One-to-one.
No.
One too many.
Now the question comes, why would it want too many? Because you see, this field over here, the entries are listed only once in this field. Every one of these numbers different. Follow? So it's one time over
Oh,
here.
yes.
But because the numbers are repeated, at least one of them repeated, at least one. Once one number is repeated, it can no longer be one-to-one. It is now one to
Many.
bullseye. Does that enlighten your darkness now, Mr. Tyrone?
Yes, sir. Fully bright
All
now.
right. Huh? Fully bright now.
Fully bright now. Yes, sir.
To the next paper. Yo, guys, may I post them video, you know, on YouTube, you know, with me a laugh after, you know that. Trust me. That's why I'm saying don't put no pictures on the thing. Yeah, me go enjoy the laughter. Yeah, when I go back and review, yes, these are the mad people. However, guys, on a serious note though, I want to know you understand and get these principles. I don't want you to lose out in your understanding of the content. All right. So even though they never ask us these questions, we still want us to not comfortable with them. All right, let's continue. We do that already. Cool. All right, we're going to tables, yeah? Yeah, we'll do those already. Cool. All right. The following query was performed on the database. All right. Identify the number of fields which will be displayed when the query is executed. Note the query. Reg number, first name, last name, sex. Specialization.
There are 5.
All right, get that. Under sex is male. Specialization is science. All right. Now let's go up here now and see. How many people would show up?
Four, sir. None of the males do science, sir.
Huh?
None of the males do science, so 4.
Huh?
No male do science.
Yeah, I was right. None of the males do science, so 4, sir.
Right. So how much would show up?
4.
What would be the result of the query?
0 or null.
0.
0. There are no males that do science. So where can I get 4 from?
It's a number of fields. I don't know.
Identify the number of fields that will be displayed when the query is executed.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Identify. Hold on a second. If you want to give us a no. Identify the number of fields. Fields. I saw it now. I say no. Maybe I mistake them. When I go and say no, I say no. I give it the look upon them really running. Identify the number of fields that will be displayed when the query is executed. Yeah, man.
No, you got
It's a valid question. Huh?
No, you have
I assumed they made a mistake, but they weren't making any mistake. And thank God they asked question B, because then we would pick it up that they really mean this, what them said. How many fields would show up?
5.
How you come to 5?
Because a field is what is going down, showing
reg number.
Be going up and down.
First name.
As for the
All right. I'm going to find one database now with one query. That's supposed to be easier to find. What am I doing with my database then, man? Jesus and peace. Really, Chris? All right, open. I go way down at the bottom because one of them must show up. Big Granny. Yes, I don't want the one that show up. I don't want the one there. That one have confidential information. All right. Go again. Open. CXC really happy. That one nice. That was a nice question. Even get me the first time too. Even get me the first time. All right, cool. All right. Let me open one query here. So
I
design.
get it now.
All right. Do you see this little box with the tick? I mean the blue tick them. You see the ticks?
Yes, sir.
sir.
When you run the query, all of them show up. 1, 2, 3, 4 fields. If I were to move, let us say we move 2 so make it obvious. So two of the boxes have no tick in them. There's no tick in there. I'm gonna run the query, only 2 fields show up. Because when the tick is in the box, it means I want that field to show up in the query. Now there are 3 ticks in the boxes. 1, 2, 3. This one is blank. Put a tick here, so now 4 of them show up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Note this particular thing. Hey, tap around me. Oh, jeez. Notice you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Whenever they had, at first,
So
I was so
5.
confused. I'm going between 4 and 5 because I'm saying I already knew about the whole field and record, like the fact that they separate those. But I was saying that maybe it's 4 because I don't think that they would show completion if there's nothing that fills up the slot. But then they do, so.
All right, yeah, whatever you say, Kai. Whatever you call it, yeah, whatever you call it. We work with that. No worries. All right. So because they are ticked in the boxes, a more effective way to do it would have been remove one of the ticks or 2 of them. You know, so but that was good. That was a nice good trick move. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields that would show up. All of these fields will show up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So that's good, right? Identify the number of records, which is what we're saying now, that will be displayed when the query is executed. And we said 0. None would show up because there are no males doing science. So 0 would show up. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So next question. A record was created from the two linked tables. The two fields which could be used to group the data in the report. A report was created from the two linked tables. The two fields could be used to group the data in the report. All right. So say two things that could be used to group the data. Two
Also
fields.
recognition number and specialization.
Reg number, you mean?
Yes, sir.
Reg number would not be a good one. Specialization is fine. I can see 3 fields right away that I could use.
First name, last name, and specialization, sir.
Let me show you what grouping means. Grouping, it's basically where you have a certain commonality with the entries in the data. For example, you can group by gender, by sex. Some people are females, some people are males. Specialization, some people doing business, some people doing science, at least 2 people doing science, 1 doing technology, 1 doing business, 1 doing humanities. Fair enough? That's 1, 2, and 3. I can group by the year of study as well. 2 people did second year in 2 years. There will be 3, 4, and then 1. Let me see if I can show you what grouping is. Let me try to create a little report here. Create report wizard. You know what? Let me close this. Close. No, I don't need you. Close, right? Report wizard. And let me see now. Students. I'm going to use just, let me send all of those across. And then use what else again? Scores. Let me go award. All right, then click next. All right, do you want to add any grouping levels? I want to use, let me use one that we can easily pick up, gender. Next, 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 finish. All right, if you notice the report now, when it's generated, cancel. I don't want to go to the printer. Even when the report is generated now, cancel. Nothing but a printer, please. Thank you very much. I hate it when this computer does that. Insist on wanting to print. No. Close. Close. Open. If you notice, let me see. Scores. Let me see. Scores. Jeez, peace. It give me pure headache. Let me do it again. Create report. Just gonna use one. They get one. Student. So student. Students use that one alone. Send across to somebody. Next. Grouping levels. I want to use gender. Finish. All right, good. You see females up here because females said first, then males. This is called grouping. More likely you do a register in a classroom. You have the females together and the males together. Females in alphabetical order, males in alphabetical order. That's what you call grouping. You can group again by more than 2 things. You can do grouping again, create, report wizard. You guys forgetting everything. I mean, like, trust me, everything you'll not forget. Let's cross everything again. Next, let me choose class this time. Finish. So SI, 1 of 1, S1, okay. Well, only one class is there for that one. Let's see. There's just one class. But that's basically what grouping is. Yeah. You can group by the specialization, sex, also by year of study. You can even group by date of completion as well, depending. A person might complete one about the same date. So those are the things you can do. That's a grouping. So I think about grouping, just try to remember how teachers tend to do registers in our classroom. All the females together, sorted alphabetically, then all the males are together, sorted alphabetical order, in alphabetical order. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy, all right. Does everybody understand? Do I need to go back through that? You want me to go through it again in a detailed way? No more detailed way, yes or no? Just answer my guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
thank you very much. Jeez. If me not ask when I say nothing. All right, let me see if I can find, let me see. Let me see, what scores look like here. So, can I group by anything else here? Yeah, award. I can group by award. No problem. So, let me go create report design and then put award over there. Award. And I'm going to put students as well. The students and their awards. Send them across. Next. And grouping levels award. So we're going to put all the different people together, like all the people who are on the principals on our roll, all the people who passed, all the people who, and so forth, who are not getting an award. Finished. All right. So here is our thing now. We have honors. So you're listening in alphabetical order, you know. So H come first, honors. So all these are all the people. Can I zoom this? Zoom, 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 zoom. Too much. Little bit. All right. So here's the thing. So all the honors people are here. All right. So award, honors. So H comes first, right? So those are all the people getting honors. These are the people who are getting none. All right. No award. Which is Brittany. And then these are all the people who pass. Those are the awards. So you can group, but you say group by award as well. That's how you group. Pay attention to this left column here. So these are the awards, grouping by awards, student ID, first name, last name, gender, support, and so on. So honors came first because we said we're grouping in alphabetical order. So the honors people came first because honor H come before N. Then all the people get none. Thank God only one person was getting no award. All right. And then these are all the people who passed, who may be getting some certificate or something because they passed. Better understanding now? Is that shedding light on the situation?
Yes, I understand.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right. The following is a list of, so we won't finish exactly in 2 hours, but for obvious reasons, yeah? So guys, but you'll see that we could have, because I can't promise you we're finish by 8:45. Within half an hour, we're finish. All right. The following is a list. I'll list of some more detailed stuff again. The following is a list of specifications for a laptop that was bought by Jane. Pay attention to the specs, look it through carefully. All right, let's get to work. Identify each of the following in the laptop specification. Secondary storage. Secondary storage is what?
Sir, the 512 gigabyte SSD.
Bullseye. All right, the processor. Somebody else answer that.
9 gigahertz.
Right? Go again. Say it out.
2.9 gigahertz.
Right. Intel Core i5 2.9 gigahertz. Wonderful. Web browser.
Google Chrome.
Google Chrome,
Right. The monitor.
14-inch touchscreen.
14-inch touch screen. Yeah. The component used for connecting to the school's internet hotspot.
Sir, the Intel Wi-Fi
Intel
card.
Wi-Fi card.
Intel Wi-Fi card. Very good. Very good. And we get a spreadsheet question. Guys, remember what I told you. Spreadsheet and chapter 7 and chapter 9 coming by default. So make sure you go through your workbook, the workbook that you guys bought. Make sure you go through that, and your textbook. Make sure you can answer every question in the in-chapter question section and the end of chapter questions and the workbook. Because if you can't answer those, chances are you're going to have a problem. You are investing in a very good result for your exam. That's what you're investing in. Not trying to do the least amount of work, but investing in a good result. All right. The major exports of a country for 3 years are given in the worksheet below. All right. For a country. All right. So let's get to work. State the formatting feature applied to row 2. Oh boy.
Descending, sir.
They're centered.
Row 2.
Wait. Row 2. Oh, never mind.
Merge and centered.
Here is row 2. Merge and center. Guys.
Sir, merge and
Sir,
centered, sir.
Yeah,
I
please.
mix up column and row.
Oi, hello. I don't want to story no excuse. That's why I don't teach lit. I like story. All right. State the type of cell referencing used if the formula E4 $E $11 was inserted in cell F4.
Absolute cell addressing.
Bullseye. Why you think so?
Because when they put the
$signs.
dollar sign before the column and the dollar sign before the row number, it means that you're staying in one place and that it's absolute. It doesn't change.
Okay. Identify the product that will be in the fifth. But you don't stop there. Answer the question now. They might give you a chance to get it right. If you never get it right before, you have a chance to guess again for the third time. Identify the product that will be in the fifth position if the sort in the sorted list. If the data in the worksheet is sorted by the total column for in the total column, total for 3 years in descending order. All right. So sort the total column and what would be fifth? Descending order. What would be fifth?
Fifth column or in the
In
fifth
the
row?
fifth row, sorry. Fifth row.
It would be 660.
660. The product they answer. Identify the product. The product.
Product. Rice.
Sir, fish product.
No. If the total column is sorted in descending order, this is the total column.
So it'd be rice. Rice.
If it is sorted in descending order, Descending is from greatest to some smallest. And they were so polite, they actually sorted it in ascending order. 72, 105, 150, 224, 329, 660, 2650. So just go reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alcoholic products. Because if you go descending order, this will be first, then this second, then this. So this will be up here, so then this next, then that, then that, then that. Do you see, guys?
Yes, sir.
Descending
Yes,
order
sir.
is from largest to smallest. So if you're going from 1 to 10 and they want to go descending order, it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Ascending order would be 1, 2, 3, 4, going up to 10. That's ascending order. All right. So when you check it now for yourself, which one do you get?
Alcoholic.
Alcoholic products. All right. Let's continue. Write the function you would use in cell G8 to insert good if the total exports for the 3 years is more than 300 million, or poor if it is less than 300 million. There's no equal to here. For the 3 years is more than or less than. So there's no. All right, so cool. So here's what you guys are going to do now. Write the formula and put it in the chat. Write the function, sorry, and put it in the chat, because that can be a formula. So write the function and put it in the chat. So 300 million, more than 300 million, good. If it's less than 300 million, poor.
Can I go back down to the question, please?
I told you, I'm staying here. If it is more than 300 million, good. If it is less than 300 million, poor. You are using the total row, total column. That is this column here for the 3 years, 2020, 2021, 2022. So the total column here. Okay. 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 Uh, Anybody else doing anything? Okay. You need to focus and stop making these simple mistakes. Yeah. You need to focus. These are going to hurt you big time. You need to focus. Anybody else? Oops. You know what? Let me just modify here. So go down. Control C. Put them over here. Control V. Let me see what I have here now. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Not bad, Kai. You forgot something. You forgot to put this in quotation marks. And please don't unmute yourself and tell me foolishness. Yeah? You forgot those. All right? Jordan, you can't put million here, so that's a word. That's totally crazy. So forget that. I'd accept 300 because the spreadsheet here assumes that you know that these numbers are millions, yeah? So, because they're in millions, so that wouldn't be much of a problem. So I'll work with that. All right? Javon. I never say write code or algorithm, boss. That's what this is. That is what this is. It's an algorithm.
No, sir, I just
So,
realized that, sir.
so this will be fine. Algorithm, I give you a full square for algorithm, but 0. Spreadsheet we're doing. Tyrone, again, you forgot the quotation marks here. All right, double quotes here for the good. Quotation marks here and here. You guys are making some ridiculous mistakes, man. Crazy mistakes. Crazy. I mean, like, if you guys don't do well on this exam, you know. Oh, for instead of G8, right? So G8 is the appropriate cell to use. Yeah, good. G8 is the appropriate cell to use, not G4 or so on. G8. Thank you very much. All right, you guys are making some really crazy mistakes. Really crazy mistakes. I mean, like, whoa. You know? Anyway, as you continue, the following chart was created from the data in the worksheet. Export 2020 to 2022. State the type of chart shown.
Pie chart.
State the data range used to construct the chart.
2020
The
to
data
2022.
range, hold on. Go up here, so. What is the data range used to create the chart?
Sir, 2020 to 2022.
And that's all you used?
Yes, is it day and year? No, something like that.
It is B3 to D3, as which is here, up here, so that, as well as B11 to D11. That is the data range that's used. This up here and this down here. Okay. State the two label formats which have been applied to the chart. The two label formats.
Sir, bold percentage.
Percentage, sir.
Fine, fine. Percentage label formats. There's two of them. Bold, percentage. Fine. Now we move. Oh, we're done question number 3 yet. Question 3 now, right? Question 3, good. We're at question 3 still. All right. Now come to the last question. So the number the last question, question 3. And I'll go question 4. Draft flow chart. Really? Nothing has been omitted. Look at the end of the exam, so. Oh, 4. Okay. All right, cool. So question number 3. Let's get to work. All right. Consider the following algorithm used to compute the monthly income tax to be paid by an individual. The line numbers are for reference only. So pay keen attention to it. All right. State the variable used that is of data type real.
Month pay.
Wait, monthly pay, sir.
Anybody else?
Tax, sir.
Yes, sir. We'll go with tax.
State the variable use that is of data type real. Anybody else? It can be taxed. That is what is the most likely thing that is data type real. Fair enough? Because tax is going to receive data that you'll multiply by a fraction or by a percentage. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Month pay so far, looking at it at face value, it's an integer. So tax. All right. And because we're going to multiply by a fraction, in this case, 40% or 0.4, and in this case, 20% or 0.2, then you know more than likely it will give a result that will be a fraction of some decimal left, which will be tax, insert into tax. All right. Say the name of, sorry, say the type of construct used.
I would say if then if else if.
If then else, fine. Or if, or selection is fine. State the line number where the relational operator is used.
Seven and 9. Line 7 and 9.
Nope. Line 6. Relational operators are less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to. It is also in your notes. Let me see if I can pull this up again.
No. Come we have CXC account. Come obviously if you go through things, grandma.
Mute yourselves, please.
Sorry.
Mute your microphones. All right. Let me click on that. Here are your relational decision, comparative, relational. Use the rhombus shape to indicate those operations. Equal to, greater than, less than, not equal to. All of those are relational. Let me backtrack a bit and see if what I said about these in the time when we're doing spreadsheets. The spreadsheet info here. Yes. Greater than, yeah. Never really said it outright, but no problem. I never put it that way in spreadsheet, but yeah, similar thing. Less than equal to not equal to. I said that to you guys more than once, even outside of the gazebo. Relational operators, all they do is that they weigh, they compare which one of these things is greater or less. That's all that they do. Next up, let me see. All right. As we continue,
Yes, sir.
state the logical operator used. What is the logical operator used? Huh?
Answer and
Yes. And fine, fair enough. And so greater than 7,500 and less than 200,000. Less than equal to 200,000. Complete the following table array by inserting the tax to be paid by John and Mary. 175,000. How much tax should I pay? Looking at this up here, so 175,000. Look at this carefully. Between line 6 to line 9. That's what you're reading. 75,000. Dot.
I would say 0.20.
0.2. 175,000. Mary, 400,000.
0.4.
0.4. Did we all get that? All right, let me see if I can explain.
0.4.
If you say, if the person's tax or pay, sorry, if the person's monthly pay is greater than 75,000, but less than or equal to 200,000, then they pay 20% tax or 0.2. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
That's what you see here. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So if it is not greater than 75,000 and less than 200,000, if it's not between that bracket, right? It means it must, well, it could be less than 75,000. That could also be true. But it's more likely, since nobody gonna get paid less than 75,000, never give us that parameter, then you must be more than 200,000. Hence, a 40% you're going to pay. Fair enough? 0.4. You follow? Hello, guys.
Yes,
If you
sir.
don't
Yes,
answer,
sir.
I don't know if you get it or not. Don't assume someone else will answer. Answer for yourself. All right? Does everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. I heard all masculine voices.
Yes, sir.
Guys, don't just say yes because you don't want someone to put it on. Right? While I'm not going to lie to you, I might get annoyed at times because I know these are things we have been through. But it better you irritate me and me get annoyed now than I'm going to get livid. Because I'm going to kill you anyway. You're going to feel the exam because of position. Nobody come and watch you and come and murder you. But I'm angry with you now, then kill you later on. All right, cool. Trust me. Better me kill you now than kill you later. Because the death later will be slow and painful. All right, draw flow chart to present the construct used in the algorithm. All right. I am going to have to do this. But we can't take a shortcut though. We come to that later on. We come to that afterward. Remember guys to come back to that, yeah? Get through this paper. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
So question 4. All right. Study the following pseudocode written for an algorithm. The line numbers are for reference only. I hope they don't do a flowchart for this because this is one hell of a flowchart to do. All right, but we shall see. So this is your the pseudocode thingy. All right. State exactly what the algorithm does. Raise your hands, please. Read the code and tell me exactly what the algorithm does. Yes, Mr. Smith.
Sir, I would say convert temperatures from degree to Fahrenheit and from Fahrenheit to degree. No, to Celsius, sir, to Celsius, my bad.
All right. Let me see how much mark. Then say 4 marks. I'll give you 2, maybe 3 out of that. Not the full 4 marks. Convince me to give you 4. Because they did say no, state exactly what the algorithm does. Okay.
Sir, so you have to enter 1.
Don't tell me enter
Convert
1.
Fahrenheit.
No, don't tell me that either.
Algorithm converts Celsius to Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit to Celsius by dividing by time. Wait,
No.
let me okay.
Let me tell you what CX expects you to write. Start off with this. The person enters 1 to select Fahrenheit reading, or 2, 1 for Fahrenheit or 2 for Celsius readings. The first thing I want to say. After entering 1, the person enters a reading, indicating that a Fahrenheit reading that the computer will then convert to Celsius. Or they can enter the number 2 to indicate to the program it's a Celsius reading that it will then convert to Fahrenheit. See it? Note this part of yourself.
Yeah. So you can just say the algorithm prompts the user to convert Fahrenheit to
No,
Celsius, or
the computer will prompt the user to enter the type of reading that they're going to, for the degree they're going to enter. So they're going to enter Celsius, I'm going to enter Fahrenheit. And if Fahrenheit is entered, it will convert to Celsius. And if the person enters the number 2, it will assume it's a Celsius reading to convert to Fahrenheit. Because they did say state exactly what the algorithm does. Is I clear?
yes, sir.
Come on, guys. Pay attention to the thing. Read it, man. Read it carefully. All right? Read it carefully. 4 marks. All right. Does anybody have any questions about that? Sound sensible to you? It says write. In other words, put this on the screen. Tell the user to enter the number 1 for Fahrenheit to Celsius, or 2 for Celsius to Fahrenheit. So the person will press the number 1 on the keyboard, right? That will say it's a Fahrenheit reading they're entering, so the computer can display the answer in Celsius. Or press the number 2 to indicate that they're entering a Celsius reading for the computer to display the answer in Fahrenheit. All right? That's really what it's doing. All right, so let's continue on, right? Complete the input processing output chart for the pseudocode from A on page 16. All right? So tell me what you're going to do.
So input is either A or is either 1 or 2, like the one that they choose for the. Wait, Let me rephrase. Give me a second.
Yeah, kinda. That's
Ready.
not a bad start, but you want to go more than that.
Sir, would you put temp?
Ah,
You can input the temperature Celsius and Fahrenheit.
you see me here, you know, but I kind of want make sure I understand exactly what I say. But I want killing the sun like that. I don't live long enough to the exam for me killing us still. But
Sir,
be,
one
be
for
clear in what
Fahrenheit.
you're saying.
Sir, 1 for Fahrenheit and 2 for Celsius, sir.
Bullseye. You want to enter 1 for Fahrenheit, 2 for Celsius. So you have 1, 2, 1, 2, or 2, 1, 2, 1, or 1, 1, 2, 2, right?
Hmm.
But then what else you going to have beside it? 1, that. What's you going to have over here? So you're going to have 1 and 10. And then you're going to have the situation here where you put in the calculation. The person enters 1, let's say in row 1, you enter the number 1, right? And so therefore you would say read far. So you enter 1 FAH. And then you will say in the IPO chart section, CEL equal bracket far minus 32, close bracket, multiply by 5/9. That's where you enter over the processing section. You follow me? And then you output over
Yes,
Celsius. You get me saying to you?
yes, sir.
Then the next one now, you enter 2 cells. What do I use the cells? What bracket name? CEL, right? CEL, right? And then you say far, you put the actual calculation here. Far equal open bracket cell multiply by 9/5 close bracket plus 32.
One
So you put
question,
in the
sir.
processing part of it. And then the output would say write cell degrees, right? So we actually put the actual thing here, so right? This actual wording in some kind of fashion. Put that over the output part. Or put far. Or cell as the case may be. That's basically what you're doing. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Sir, I get it, but
Yes, sir.
one part, sir. What do you say you would put
Yeah.
in the input part?
In the input
Like,
part, I'd put
yeah.
like the number 1 and far. Because
Oh, okay,
number
sir.
1 indicates Fahrenheit. And in the process part, you're going to say Celsius equal to Fahrenheit. And you put Celsius over here. So
Minus
because you put
32.
the
Yeah.
Fahrenheit reading, hold on, you put in the Fahrenheit reading to convert the Fahrenheit to Celsius over here and output the Celsius.
Yes,
In the
sir.
next one, you press the number 2, you put the Celsius reading and you convert the Celsius to Fahrenheit so you can output the Fahrenheit reading here. That's really what they're asking you for.
Understood, sir.
All right, cool. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The pseudocode for the algorithm on page 16 is to be amended to use a for loop construct, enabling the algorithm to do exactly 10 calculations before it terminates. Using a new variable number as the loop counter, write the 2 pseudocode statements needed to achieve this. You write them and send them to me in the chat, in the WhatsApp, not the WhatsApp, that's right, the Zoom chat. You send me the 2 lines of code you need in the Zoom chat. These people look like you're working out though, like you're driving a man. Let me see. Really, guys? It says for loop. Where you get Javon? Where you get do while loop from, brethren? It says for loop. For loop. Let me tell you what I would write. Because I ain't got on. I'll put 4 counter equal 1 to 10. And then I'll go to next counter. Those are the 2 lines I would put there. 2 lines I'll put there. That's all I'll put there. And the entire loop statement in the middle between them. The entire thing would fill in. So
Sir, but he said use a variable number.
the number is ever used.
Yes, sir, the variable
Yes,
number.
sir.
Let me see. Using a new variable number. Okay, sorry. My mistake. For number Yep. That is what it will be for number equal 1 to 10, next number. All right, cool. State one reason why the for loop is the most appropriate loop construct to use in this scenario. Why is it the most appropriate?
Sir, but you're trying to find exactly 10 results, sir.
Bullseye, 10 results. You know exactly how much you're trying to find. It's a bounded loop, so you know before the loop even begins how many times you need to loop. I'm getting concerned about the time because we are going up to 9 o'clock now. Yeah, and there's a 2 hour people, so I don't want to go much beyond 2 hours, but we have to because we have a flow chart left to do. Using the variable number as the loop counter, write the 4 pseudocode statements for a repeat until loop construct. The 4 of them. All right. Can you guys put that in the chat, please? I know I might have to wait a while. But put them in chat, 4 of them. And it's rather interesting because when I gave you the notes, I actually did that exact thing and showed you. Control O. May I show you? May I show no? I actually did that exactly. I went as far as to underline and italize them. For the for loop, just 2. 1, 2. Do while 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat until 1, 2, 3, 4. However, I don't think you guys practicing. I really don't think so. If you're studying, I'm not studying something, but not IT. I'm studying something, but not IT. All right. Now, let me just save myself the headache. All right. Number equal 1. What I would do here is put in the term repeat number equal number, oops, plus 1 until number equal 10. That is what, those are the 4 lines I would put.
What I did, sir.
Let's continue. What am I doing? All right, cool. Joe wants to establish a wired network with desktop computers spread across all floors of the office building. List 4 hardware devices that Jane, sorry about Joe, Joe Mary, you know, that Jane will need to accomplish this task. What will she need? Four hardware devices.
A modem,
List the 4 of them in the chat, please. Jeez, it's not done. Oh, we're soon done. Soon done. Soon finished. I'll knock off a flow chart and we'll call it tonight. Jane wants to establish a wired network with desktop computers spread across all floors of the building. List 4 hardware devices that Jane will need to accomplish this task. She'll need a router or a hub or a switch. Any one of those 3 she's going to need. She might need also wireless receivers or Ethernet cards. You know?
can you repeat?
Let me see if I can do this for you. Nick image. All right. So now Nick, a network interface card. This is what you put inside the computer to plug the cable into wire. Yeah. You are going to need the router. Which can be one of these looking devices, or it can look like one of these. These are non-wireless stuff. The wired one with the antenna, the non-wired ones here. Let me see that. Let me see. Regular router. PoE router. All right, so good. Yeah. So I'm going to show the one image. All right, so this image now is a regular router. All right, so I need a router, right, to plug the wires in, because guess what? You're going to have a router to get those done. The NIC card will be on each computer to receive the wires, right? A wired network. All right. She might also need a modem because she's going to pick up the signal from her telephone company, or company or service provider, from wherever. So she might need a modem. All right. And that's the messy thing about technology nowadays. Modems and routers look very similar. You hardly can see a difference between them. Yeah. So modem, NIC, router, and let's say four we need to list. Is there a fourth? Let me see now. Fourth. Mm, I guess you need that. Hubs. Hub. No, you wouldn't need a hub.
Sir,
I
could
guess
you
the
just
computers,
list,
the
sir, could you
computers
just list
themselves.
the cable as one of the hardware, sir, like the cables itself?
Hardware, yeah, probably. But I wouldn't think a cable. Or you need the computer itself.
So they
There's four hardware
specify that it's
devices.
wired as well. So I have that in my list.
Yeah, wired. So yeah, the wires could work.
Sir,
But
I also have
wires are not really
monitors, sir.
hardware.
I also
Huh?
have monitors. I also have monitor in mind, sir.
Monitor. Yeah. Yeah, man, that's a good one to list. But the computer itself, you need a computer because if you plug in the cable, you need the cable. You're going to need the computer to configure the router, right? So yeah, having a computer, you have to have the computer itself as well.
So I have
All
the
right.
Ethernet wire, we have router, the hub, and the monitor and the computer. So
The modem is more like it. The modem, the router, the NIC card, the NIC in each computer to plug the cable in. Yeah, for each computer. All right. Distinguish between the terms internet and the World Wide Web. That's a nice question. Was it internet? The internet are these routers and switches and modems and computers. All the hardware stuff. That's the internet. The World Wide Web is the actual information and the browsers.
the internet is what we use to access the World Wide Web, sir.
Bridget, me keeping it simple because I don't think you understand what you just said a while ago. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So think of the World Wide Web like the software and the internet like the physical computer. So the internet really, those are the physical machines, servers, mainframes, even supercomputers as well, laptops, desktops, phones, tablets, all of those things that are connected to the internet. All right, that's the internet. Routers, modems, switches, hubs, all of those things. The physical computers, that's the internet. The World Wide Web, these are the websites and the information that is on the servers and the computers. You follow me saying to you? That is the World Wide Web. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So I was just asking a question from before. I'm asking if it's what they
Go
use
ahead.
to like access the World Wide Web, if that's what you would consider the internet, sir.
Whatever you want to call it. But when you dig into that question, that way you just say a little bit, you're going to get confused.
Okay, sir.
But you know, if you start quiz you, you're going to start getting confused. So keep it simple. Say what the acronym URL means.
Universal Resource Locator.
Bullseye, Universal Resource Locator. That there's no question I'm thinking of that is asked on this exam that is not in the notes I sent to you guys. This same set of notes. Every question asked, if you went through this content, they would have had a much easier time on this exam. But yeah. Consider the URL https :// cxc.org/student results. Complete the table below by giving a description of the three parts of the URL. HTTPS, what is that?
Hypertext Transfer Protocol.
Yeah.
But it's like the HTML.
Let me go a bit further. A URL has three components. Yeah. What are those three components?
A web page.
Okay.
A domain name.
Anybody else?
So you
Not
have
sure,
like
sir.
the web page connect us, like the hypertext transfer protocol, which connects you to the website, sir, and then you have the domain name for like more
All
specification,
right.
and
So
then you have
this part, so the domain is where?
the CXC.org.
So the domain name is this. The domain name, yeah? The HTTPS is what? The protocol. Hypertext transfer protocol secure. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Sir, but can you just write that, so sir? I thought you have to like give detail about way to, sir.
I don't think I can put that detail because you have one little box of write something now. What you want the details you write on paragraph? Now,
Okay.
hypertext transfer protocol secure. That's a protocol governing that particular website that you're on. And the slash student results, what is that?
Web page,
The
sir.
path to that web page. Thank you very much. The path to that web page. Good? All right.
Yes, sir.
Let me go to this little mad arm thing, you know. Ah, I stress out myself now with this madness. I hate drawing economic because I'm never drawing now. I'm going to use Microsoft Word. Zoom out a bit. Yeah. All right, go draw this foolishness now. Black sheep have it in the world. Let's go up here. All right, here's this thing. We're drawing a little box here. I suggest to you guys, when I'm going to CXC exam, bring a pencil here. Make sure you bring a pencil. All right, start, stop, dot, dot, dot. So let's get to work. Set tax to 0. All right. Let's see. Insert. Flowchart, symbol, over. Make run. Me is really going blind. Really, 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 really I go blind. I thought that was an oval a while ago, you know. Oval. All right, edit this. Bring it over the side. All right. Add text. Start. Okay, I'm spell start. Start. Guys, I am not concerned in the least about fanciness right now, you know. I'm not in the least bit concerned about anything fancy. I just want to get this thing done and out of the way. Flow down. All right. And I'm going to use an input symbol and input this thing. All right. All right. Set what to 0 again? Tax to 0. Add text. Tax equal 0. Brings up a bit. And copy you. Control C, Control V. Bring you down here. All right, cool. Then my next step is what again now? Right. Monthly pay. Jeez and peace. I'm not a shock out of the because I say on our Bellevue people, you know. So let me take shock out of those line 3, line 4. What can I do that? I'm not no matter now. I don't want to take a chance to do no people, you know. Controls. Hold on. Control C. Control V.
Sir, isn't it a square for the processor, a rectangle for the processor?
Which process?
When
Here,
when
so
you see,
line
yes,
3
sir.
and 4.
Yeah, like
No,
line for sir.
it says right. You're displaying something. Right. You want to show something, yeah?
Oh,
Right. Monthly
okay.
pay. Less than 75, no tax. Right. Enter monthly pay. All right. Cool. Getting this right.
Yes, sir.
Monthly pay. Less than 75. Jeez. Me have to go. You know, so I'm not ready now. I'm tempted to just put the line numbers, but I'm not having a chance to do no people. I know so no mad. I know so no mad, we go to about Mr. Bantam, but the line number in this a lot. Now follow as example. Cartoon Network people. All right. But you have the highlight. I can't see my mouse pointer exactly right there. Good. 5,000. No tax. Enter pay. So this I forgot expand that a bit.
There isn't supposed to be a diamond.
Sirs, I am sure what I'm doing. The fact that you're questioning it made me wonder. Gentlemen, write monthly pay. Are you entering data here or what?
Entering, sir.
Can you combine all three of these now? 3, 4, and 5. Because
Output,
they are
sir.
all input output. Huh?
That's
Yeah, input
output.
output. Right. So let me just all three of them is the same symbol. Those 3 lines. So let me just put this there. All right. Read pay. Let me hold on. So I can make this a bit smaller because I don't want to be strapped for space later on. Line spacing, single. Cool. Bring this up a bit. All right, cool. All right. So let me continue. Sometimes when I'm doing programming, I have input statements and processing statements consecutively. You can combine them into one shape because you have write, read, and all input and output lines use the same symbol. So I combine the 3 of them. But now we get to if, and we're using comparative operators like Boolean operators again, yes or no answers. If monthly pay greater than 75,000 and monthly pay less than 200,000. Right. Now we have to use different shape. So now we go and we do this one. Control C, Control V, and bring this down here. So cool. And now we can use insert shapes or rhombus. All right. Add text.
So what does the rhombus do again?
Really? You're asking me at this stage of the game? If monthly pay greater than 75, 1, 2, 3, and shrink the font of this. And that's font size 9. Oh, okay. And less than or equal to 200, 1, 2, 3, 20,000. Okay. To be consistent, let me just erase this too. Center, center. All right. And reduce the font size of all of them. So now have some consistency. All right, cool. Cool. So then what do I do next? I will go sorry shapes. And if it is, hold on. Yes, I'm going to branch here. Yes. Yes. Then down arrow, Control C, Control V. All right. I need to do a calculation. Tax like that. But it's really stressing me out. Now it's down in this face-to-face class. And I've been done already. The tax monthly payment of 75,000 times 20%. Jeez. Control Z, add text, and reduce the font size. Top tax equal to monthly pay minus 75,123 multiply by 0.2 multiply by 0.2, something like that. I think that's it. Cool. No. Now I have to go branch the other way. Copper monkey. All right, cool. Hold on. Are the wrong arrows I'm using now? Is that two-way arrow? Oh boy. This one. All right, cool. Now I go branch another way. And then I put no. So if you don't earn 75,000 or more than likely you 75,000 to 200,000, more than likely you earn more. So now, and I have full arrow I'm used to again. Jeez. What happened to me? I did wrong arm use my episode. Guys, look at this. I wrong arm use my person, man. I'm using the wrong arrow all the way through in this mad hurry to get this thing done.
Sir, I
But
noticed
now
that
you
you
might
think
be
because you're just tired, sir. You just want speed running.
no. Even though I'm tired, I want to go through something. I'm not going to do that. I'm really tired of not paying attention much what I'm doing. Cool. Control C, Control V, Control V. Cool. Control V again. This is the right arrow. Cool. Control V again. And put this right here. So. All right, cool. Then one more. Control V again. And put this right over here. So cool. And then I'm going to need our next box like this. Control C, Control V. Process. All right. So let me see the calculation of the here. Monthly pay minus that times 0. What is 0 point? I mean, I'm visual on it. Monthly pay 0.2. It's actually a real joke, I know. All right, cool. Another 0. How many can I just make my life shorter? 0.4. And let me see, make it easier now. How can I truncate this? Not the PA. All right, cool. Minus that amount P times 0.25. I think that's the figure they use, and I get a 25% from I don't know. But I think that's basically it, right? I think that is basic conceptually, that's it. And then I go down again. Control C, Control V. And then oh, I normally use a connector here. You don't have to really, but you can. Use. And normally get my final down arrow, or second to last down arrow. And that's also output
Sir,
something else. Right
so
taps. Huh?
you have to use like one arrow to connect it to the final over, sir.
No,
I mean,
you kind of
because
want it. Which arrow? You mean this arrow here?
yeah, because I thought that you're just going to put the final arrow in between those two, coming from yes and
You
no.
don't have. It depends on how you do your flow chart. Because no, some persons would have. I'll show you something. Some persons would have no coming right down here. So let us merge yes, come back into the line. You follow?
Yes, sir.
Because of how I like to branch left and right. That's just my habit of doing things.
So that's the way our connectors work.
You have some that are off-page connectors, like you're coming back from a different page. Yeah, but this whole one connector can work, basically.
So you would just leave it at that connected and you just have it on another page and
What
just
happened? It
continue.
did show that you're branching, you branch the flow of the data in different directions, right? And then you're
Yes,
coming
sir.
back into one flow. That's what it's really doing. That's all
Okay,
it's really
sir.
doing. Yeah. Control C, Control V. And now I am done. Thank you, Jesus. I hate this. Drawing flowcharts with Microsoft Word. I mean, I hate it. All right, and now we can stop. Just take the usual shortcut. Control C, Control V. Check it out. Control V. Come on now. Control V. I'm gonna road again. Come on. Move. Yippee! I am done. Stop. Come on for something. Stop. I'm done. This is my flowchart. And the thing is, the persons can do their flowchart and they look many different ways, but it will basically be the same kind of result. Flowcharts, much like algorithm or pseudocode, they can have a slight little. Some people can write flowchart going from left to right, top, down. Some people write the flowcharts going all kind of different directions, but definitely not from up, not from bottom go up, not from bottom to top, or from left, from right to left. Usually that's a no-no. Some people have yes going this way, some people have yes going that way, and no going the other way. Some people have no going down, yes going down. There are no rules to govern that. The only rules you have to abide by is use the appropriate shapes. Back in the day when I was doing flowcharts, there were certain rules, like I couldn't go left with yes. Also, it just doesn't look proper. But nowadays, people just do whatever the thing is. So when I send this to you in the group, Mr. No. Let me see in the WhatsApp group. It's a question. Question 4. Not question 4. Question 3. 3C part 6. So 3C part VI from past paper. Which year past paper is again? What remembers?
January
Oh,
January 2024, sir.
January 2024. All right, cool. January 2024. Jan 2024. 2024. Done. That is a wrap. This took us a while though, not joking.